child eating and what is your child going to eat in their preschool? Because snack time mein different mothers will send different things. So you may say that I am very particular about healthy food for my child. But when your child goes to school, बाकी लोग भी डब्बे लाएंगे. उस डब्बे में अगर किसी ने वेफर लाया, किसी ने पॉपकॉर्न लाया, किसी ने कुरकुरे लाया, so then all that is junk food which your child is also going to be eating. So always ask the school, what is your snack policy? At Podar Prep, we are very particular about health food and we give a timetable to the parents that you will send this on a Monday, this on a Tuesday, this on a Wednesday. Parents sometimes don't like it, but then at the end of it, they realize this is for the good of my own child because salt and sugar is very bad for children's brain development. आप लोग बच्चों को मूवी देखने भी लेके जाते होंगे, बाहर घूमने भी लेके जाते होंगे, मॉल में भी लेके जाते होंगे. डिड यू नो एक पैकेट पॉपकॉर्न जो आप बच्चे को देते हो उसमें 7 दिन का सॉल्ट कंटेंट होता है. यानी कि 7 दिन में जो उसकी बॉडी को जितना सॉल्ट चाहिए वो एक पैकेट में मिल जाता है. और यही सब बात होती है नूडल्स में, ये सारी पिज्जा में, ये सारी चीजों में. Now imagine if your child is eating all this every day in the preschool. What is happening to the salt level in your child's body? Of course, आपका बच्चा हाइपर हो जाएगा, आपका बच्चा अटेंशन पे नहीं कर पाएगा because बहुत सारा salt जा रहा है उसकी बॉडी में. So it is very important to ask about the snack policy. Sugar makes children hyperactive. And every day, if there is a birthday in the classroom, every day the child is having chocolates and cakes, what's going to happen to the sugar content in the child's body? Very important for schools to have a healthy birthday policy. Birthday policy means you will only distribute fruits so that healthy things are going into children every day. It's very important that if we say for 6 years, our brain develop, पहले 6 साल में अगर brain develop हो रहा है, तो what your child eats, आपका बच्चा क्या खाता है, is going to decide that brain development. And in preschool, your child slide. Now, you will say, why should I worry about the food my child is eating? उसमें क्या होगा? पेट ही खराब होगा ना? Science has now found out, and आजकल तो dietitians भी ये सिखाते हैं कि there is a gut-brain connection, which means आपका बच्चा जो खाएगा और जैसा खाएगा उसके brain को affect होगा. So there is a gut-brain connection. So when you say that मेरा बच्चा attention pay नहीं करता है, moody है, bore हो जाता है, this can also be because of the food that your child is eating. Healthy food becomes very, very important. The more your child eats fresh food, यानी कि पैकेट में से निकाला हुआ खाना, not good for children. It causes mood swings, it causes depression, it causes all kinds of issues in children. और आजकल तो कितना easy हो गया है ना, एक पैकेट थमा दो बच्चों को और बच्चा चुप हो जाएगा. But this is something we as parents and teachers need to stop. Let's see the next slide. It's very important for us to understand that the food that you're putting in your child's stomach is going to affect how your child learns, यानी कि उसकी memory, how your child is able to pay attention, यानी कि उसका focus, and how your child is going to behave. So if you are having a problem with these 3 things, it can be because of the food your child is eating. So then a lot of parents ask me, बहुत सारे parents मुझे पूछते हैं कि तो फिर ये जो junk food है वो कब खिलाएं हम? Well, महीने में सिर्फ एक बार या महीने में सिर्फ 2 बार. That's it. You cannot give more than that in the first 6 years because brain development, जो सबसे बड़ा important part होता है body का, उसका अगर नुकसान हो जाएगा, तो you are spoiling your child's life forever. Let's see the next slide. Sleep. आजकल के बच्चे सोते नहीं हैं. And that's why you have to understand that if your child's school time is 9 o'clock, you can't wake up your child at 8 o'clock. You will have to wake up your child at least at 7 o'clock so that your child gets enough time to get ready, drink their milk, go to the school bus. You have to plan accordingly. So if your child has to get up at 7 in the morning, what time should your child be going to bed? अगर आपका बच्चा रात को 12 बजे और 1 बजे सोने जा रहा है और फिर 7 बजे उठ रहा है स्कूल के लिए, तो your child is going to be completely moody, completely cranky, completely frustrated when the child reaches school. And no wonder then the child is not able to learn, or the child has to be taught every day क्योंकि भूल जाता है. So it is very important for parents कि जो भी स्कूल का टाइम है उससे 2 घंटे पहले उठाओ बच्चों को और फिर रात को जल्दी सोने का प्रैक्टिस डालो. पैंडेमिक में एक प्रॉब्लम हो गया है कि सब लोग अभी लेट सो रहे हैं. घर में सब लोग 1 बजे 2 बजे सो रहे हैं एंड वी आर फीलिंग वेरी प्राउड अबाउट इट. नो, हमको वी हैव टू स्टॉप फीलिंग प्राउड अबाउट इट. Children must go to bed maximum by 10 o'clock in the night. It's difficult, but if you love your child, you will do it. Let's see the next slide. A lot of parents say that मेरा बच्चा fidgety है, बैठता नहीं है, जरा भी बैठता नहीं है, बस इधर से उधर बस सब कुछ को हाथ लगाता है. Well, in the first 6 years, the brain is making them do that. The brain wants them to touch things. The brain wants them to move because उसी से brain का विकास होता है. तो आपको तो लड्डू बांटने चाहिए. If your child is fidgety, if your child is not able to sit in one place, it means the child's brain is active. And good schools know this. And that's why good schools plan a curriculum जिसमें हर 15 मिनट में एक अलग एक्टिविटी होगी. जो गुड स्कूल्स नहीं है वो आके आपको कंप्लेन करेंगे कि आपका बच्चा बैठता नहीं है क्लास में, आपका बच्चा सुनता नहीं है क्लास में. वो आपका प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. School should have trained teachers for the same. So it's very, very important for us to understand if your child is fidgety, if your child is not able to sit in one place, well, we have to teach that child how to do that. Let's see the next slide. So, when we talk about brain development, 4 चीजें हैं जो पेरेंट्स को समझनी चाहिए about brain development. Just 4 simple things. 4 parts of the brain: right, left, up, down. ये 4 parts को आप समझ लो तो you will understand your child for life. Right side of the brain is where लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी इज देयर. यानी कि अगर आपको चाहिए कि आपका बच्चे को आपने जो सिखाया वो हमेशा याद रखे, तो इट हैज टू गो टू द राइट साइड ऑफ द ब्रेन. नाउ द राइट साइड ऑफ द ब्रेन ओनली लर्न्स थ्रू सॉन्ग्स, स्टोरीज एंड गेम्स. सो सॉन्ग्स, स्टोरीज एंड गेम्स से सिखाओगे तो वो राइट साइड में जाएगा, विच मीन्स लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी. एंड दैट्स व्हाई यू विल सी that everybody talks about play-based learning. All schools talk about it. But parents say play में क्या रखा है, खेलता ही तो रहता है. खेल से जो स्कूल सिखाती है वो बच्चे के राइट साइड में जाता है, which means long term memory. तो लेफ्ट साइड का काम क्या है? लेफ्ट साइड क्वेश्चंस पूछता है. तो जब आपके बच्चे पूछते हैं ना क्यों, कहां, कैसे, it means their left side of the brain is working. And the left side of the brain asks questions so that information जो समझ में नहीं आई वो लोग push कर सके right side में, so that it will go in the long term memory. But जब हमको बच्चे questions पूछते हैं तो हम बोलते हैं keep quiet, या ऐसा नहीं पूछते हैं, इतना नहीं पूछते हैं. We must answer all questions asked by the child, because only then will their knowledge and understanding go to the right side of the brain, which is long-term memory. Otherwise, you will have a problem like बच्चा रोज आप रोज सिखाते हो और रोज भूल जाता है, रोज याद कराते हो रोज भूल जाता है. This happens because you are not using the child's right side of the brain. And a good preschool knows this and puts it in their curriculum. Now let's talk about the top and the bottom. This is your child's thinking brain. This is where intelligence is. But This part of the brain is controlled by the bottom part of the brain, जहां पे emotions रहते हैं. So if your child is facing a lot of emotions, अगर वो बच्चा cranky है, frustrated है, sleepy है, bored है, तो वो thinking brain नहीं use कर पाएगा. आपने देखा होगा कि जब हम upset होते हैं, तो हम बराबर सोच नहीं पाते हैं, हम कुछ भी बोल देते हैं. We say all kinds of things और बाद में हमको लगता है ऐसा क्यों बोला मैंने. We are not able to control our actions or our words when we are angry. That's because anger is part of the bottom brain. And when you get angry, it captures the top brain and does not allow you to think. So when a school tells you your child is not behaving, that means you know that is not a good school for your child. A good school will know why the child is not behaving. The good school will not complain to you. In fact, a good school will guide you how to guide the child at home also. A good school will train their teachers in brain development and behavior management. How do you keep the emotions in control of a child? Number one, the water the child drinks, the food the child eats, the sleep the child has. But second, how interesting are the activities? How much the teacher is using voice modulation, and how often does she change the activity? अगर ये दोनों चीज को combine करेंगे, which is food, sleep, and activities, songs, games, then the child will learn very, very fast. So just remember these 4 things about the brain. When you go to see a preschool, keep this in mind. Let's see the next slide. Maria Montessori. Montessori का नाम तो सबने सुना होगा. Montessori said that for a child to become intelligent, you need 3 things: brain, senses, and muscles. Which means कोई भी activity, अगर बच्चा आप बोलते हो ना कि मेरा बच्चा इसमें ध्यान ही नहीं देता है, my child is not able to complete this activity, because one of these must be missing. You have to have activities in the which the child is getting to think, getting to touch, and getting to use other senses also. Sense of sight, sense of sound, sense of smell, sense of touch. ये 3 का कॉम्बिनेशन अगर होगा ना, तो बच्चा जरूर पढ़ेगा और जरूर सीखेगा. And this is the combination that good preschools have in their curriculum. This is a combination that good preschools also use when choosing toys for your children. Let's see the next slide. Now, to answer the question of parents, खेलते तो हैं स्कूल में, उसमें क्या फायदा है? Why should we pay fees for a child to play? The school selects activities that are connected to your child's brain development. So look at the slide in front of you. It tells you that when a child is actually doing art activity के craft activity या scissoring करता है आपका बच्चा, तो उसका right side becomes active. उसकी eyesight involved हो जाती है, यानी कि brain, muscles and senses बोला था मैंने. So when an activity of cutting is given to the child, all this is getting activated. So if your school where you are trying to put your child should be able to answer these questions and help you link that why do we do this activity and how it is connected to your child's brain development. Playing with blocks looks simple, but then the teacher creates games with the blocks which will make children learn problem solving, which will make children learn about shapes, which will make children understand about what comes before, what comes after. So a good preschool does not only make your child play. A good preschool connects play to brain development. That is the difference. Let's see the next slide. Look at this. Why do children need to play? Why do children need to go on the slide? Why do children need to do balancing activities? All that is given for the teachers and parents to understand how it is connected to brain development. So choose a school who's able to explain this to you. Let's see the next slide. नाउ पेरेंट्स हमेशा कहते हैं कि मेरा बच्चा ना दूसरों के साथ नहीं खेलता है, मेरा बच्चा खेलता ही नहीं है, सिर्फ देखता रहता है. सो यू डोंट हैव टू वरी. इन द फर्स्ट 6 years of life, this is what will happen where play is concerned. एज ग्रुप भी दिया है. What is the kind of play that children indulge in? So if your child is 2 years old, many children don't like to play with other children. They will only watch the other children play. So that's fine. You don't have to worry and feel, oh my God, mera bacha friends nahi bana raha hai. No, it is part of their development. Some 2-year-olds play with other children. Some 2-year-olds do not play with other children. Some 2-year-olds, like if a child is sitting next to them, they won't play with that child. उसके साथ खेलेंगे नहीं, but चलेगा अगर मेरे बाजू में कोई बैठा है. But some 2-year-olds don't even like if somebody is sitting next to them. It's part of their development. Social play धीरे धीरे शुरू होता है, यानी कि 3 साल के बाद वो दूसरों के साथ खेल सकते हैं. शेयरिंग तो बहुत टाइम बाद आता है. We can't tell very young children to share because it is all about me, मेरा है. So you have to ask schools this, that do you have enough toys? Because sharing becomes very difficult for children. Sharing का मतलब क्या है? I have to wait for my turn. And if I have to wait for my turn, I have to have patience. And young children don't have that patience. So these are the skills that the school will teach them. School उनको ऐसी games खिलाएगा जिससे वो बच्चा सीखेगा कि I have to wait for my turn. अभी किसी और का turn चल रहा है. So all this is part of a preschool, a good preschool's curriculum. Let's see the next slide. Now, आजकल स्पेशली कोविड के बाद हम कंटेनर चिल्ड्रन बना रहे हैं. कंटेनर चिल्ड्रन यानी कि उनको बैठे बिठाए रखते हैं. We put them from one chair to another chair, from a chair in the house to a seat in the car, from a seat in the car to another chair somewhere in the restaurant. हम लोग उसको बहुत बिठाए बिठाए रखते हैं. Now look at the rhymes also that we sing for children. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and had a great fall. Jack and Jill fell down. If I were to ask you why did they fall down, maybe because their preschool did not give them a brain body connection. You need movement. आपका preschool आपके बच्चे को कितना movement देता है? Because the more a child moves, the better it is for brain development. This is the science of brain development. Let's see the next slide. So, आप लेफ्ट में पिक्चर देखोगे तो दिस इज व्हाट पेरेंट्स एंड स्कूल्स वांट चिल्ड्रन टू डू. बैड स्कूल्स वांट चिल्ड्रन टू सिट डाउन और बुक्स दो उनको, बस लिखो लिखो लिखो. Science says you have to give TPR to children. What is TPR? TPR is total physical response. Movement helps the brain. The more movement your child does, the more the brain is thinking. Let's see the next slide. You can play this game with your child at home. It's a very simple game. You have to say, when I show you a capital letter, you have to stand up. When I show you a small letter, you have to sit down. Movement. So the game is about recognition of letters. आप capital और small letters सिखा रहे हो, but उसमें आपने movement involve किया, the child will remember this better because it will go in their right brain. Right brain is in charge of long-term memory. So simple games like this, if children are taught through these games, very good for their brain development, very good for their memory, and good preschools have this in their curriculum. Let's see the next slide. Another very important thing, movement के बारे में, crossing the midline. ये हमारी midline है. We have two midlines in our body. One is this midline, and the other is the midline which separates हमारे stomach के पास, which separates the top of the body to the bottom of the body. How much is your child moving from one part of the body to the other? Which means अगर मेरा हाथ ऐसे ही सामने जाएगा तो एक ही साइड में रह रहा है, बट इफ माई हैंड गोज लाइक दिस टू द अदर साइड ऑफ द बॉडी and my other hand goes like this to the other side of the body, I am crossing the midline of my body. So children need games and activities जिसमें वो लोग midline को cross करे. Now आप बोलेगे ये तो बहुत ही सिंपल है, इससे फायदा क्या होगा? Reading and writing का फायदा होगा. When you read, you start from this side and your eyes have to go like this till the end of the sentence. देखा, sentence का end इधर है, which means it has crossed the midline of the body. But if your child does not get crossing the midline activities while reading, your child will start like this, but midline में आके वो उसकी आंखें रुक जाएगी sentence पे, और फिर उसको थोड़ा time लगेगा to move forward. So a simple activity of crossing the midline is actually preparing your child for reading and writing. But schools don't explain this to parents. And you feel कि ये क्या करा रहे हैं, ये क्यों इतना जंप करा रहे हैं, ये क्यों इतना ऐसा प्ले क्यों करा रहे हैं? It's not play. This is all helping your child's brain get ready for learning. Understand this, and then you will know which is a good preschool. Let's go to the next slide. हमारे कंट्री में mothers are very interested कि मेरा बच्चा जितना भी हो सके जल्दी लिखना सीखे. But please look at the picture in front of you. A 3-year-old's bones are still not properly developed. आप 3 साल के बच्चे को जितना पुश करोगे लिखने के लिए, उतना ही उसको लिखना बोरिंग लगेगा, because the child is not able to do it. You are forcing the child to do it. So now I'm doing something which I don't like just to please you. Now, what is this called? When I do something just to please you, I don't understand what I'm doing. मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, but मैं लिख रहा हूं क्योंकि तुम बोल रहे हो लिखो, but मैंने क्या लिखा वो मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है. Let's see the next slide, what it is called. It is called learned stupidity. And मैंने नहीं बनाया है ये word. It's given by an expert called Vince Gauman. And he says that when children are ready for learning, तभी ही सिखाना चाहिए. Otherwise, they are going to rote learn, यानी कि by heart करेंगे. Just आपको खुश करने के लिए बच्चा लिख लेगा, but उसको पूछोगे कि ये क्या है, उसको नहीं पता है. For example, a lot of parents tell us कि मेरा वो बाजू वाली जो स्कूल है ना, वो 3 साल के बच्चे को भी 500 तक सिखाते हैं. 3-year-old child 500? Impossible. So they say, हाँ आता है उनको. I said, okay, here are a bowl of crayons. इसमें से आपके बच्चे को बोलो 63 crayons काउंट करके मुझे दे, और बच्चा नहीं कर पाता है. पर पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं बट वो बोल लेता है नंबर्स. हाँ, नंबर्स बोलना is like chanting, no? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I can chant numbers, but I don't know what I'm chanting. Numbers is about counting. Is your child able to count and give you 1 2 3 like that counting? That is called numbers. But many schools just teach your child rote learning. They are creating learned stupidity, which is very bad for your child. Let's see the next slide. ऐसी एक्टिविटीज देते हैं काफी स्कूल्स, और पेरेंट्स को मजा आता है कि हाँ, my child did one whole worksheet. Now look at this worksheet in front of you. A small child is given this kind of an activity. ये 11 bees को color करो. And parents feel, wow, my child is doing numbers. This is a coloring activity. It has nothing to do with numbers. आप सोचो, जब बच्चा इसको कलर करता होगा, वो काउंटिंग कर रहा है कि कलरिंग कर रहा है? He's more focused on the color. He's more focused on coloring properly. He's not counting. He's forgotten. He's now coloring. And who gives small children so much of coloring? The child will get bored. I challenge you. If I were to give you this worksheet right now and tell you to color 11 bees, आप भी 2 bees color करने के बाद बोर हो जाओगे. So we have to think, what are the activities the school is giving to your child? And are they giving these activities to please you, or is it helping your child? ये बहुत खतरनाक चीज होती है. Many preschools try to please the parent because the parent is going to pay the fees. So they try to do things that will make the parent happy. That's a bad preschool. A good preschool will tell you why we don't do activities like this, because it is not helping your child. It is teaching your child learned stupidity, which is very bad for your child. Let's see the next slide. This is a good school. ये आपके बच्चे को, ये this is done by a 5-year-old child, so don't make your 3-year-old child do this. 5-year-old children are able to write. आपने देखा बहुत ज्यादा नहीं लिखा रहे हैं, 5 या 6 बार ही लिखा है. But the school also give drawing to the child. कि आपने 4 लिखा तो सही, but are you able to draw 4 objects? See, and the child has drawn 4 objects. Let's see the next slide. ये देखो अभी, ये दूसरा बच्चा उसी क्लास का, उसने भी 4 ड्रॉ किए हैं. Now everybody is drawing 4 differently. This is called uniqueness and respecting every child. Let's see the next slide. Toys. A lot of schools will impress you. हमारे पास तो ये toys है, हमारे पास ये toys है. But many a time schools and parents both are making mistakes when selecting toys. Let's see the next slide. Do you have Indian toys? Are you buying these kind of toys? These are available on Amazon just for 450 rupees. But these are teaching your child's eyes to see patterns. And when the eye sees patterns, the hand is able to write patterns. So you must invest in these kind of toys that are based on Indian art forms. Let's see the next slide. Pirate. हम लोग बहुत इजीली ऐसी स्टोरी बुक्स ले लेते हैं. स्कूल्स में होता है कि फैंसी ड्रेस में पायरेट बनाओ, चोर बनाओ. योर चाइल्ड इज लर्निंग एथिक्स, व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग. उस एज में अगर आप ऐसी बुक्स लोगे तो यू आर टीचिंग द चाइल्ड दैट बीइंग बैड इज गुड. पायरेट इज द टेररिस्ट ऑफ द सी. Now, if you're going to expose your child to these kind of things at an early age, they will not know the difference between good and bad. So good schools are very particular about such things. Let's see the next slide. Look at this. On one hand, we are saying, I don't want my child to eat junk food. But on the other hand, the toys that you have selected are promoting junk food. On the left is a toy that's promoting pizzas, and on the right is a toy which is promoting ice creams. But schools buy such things without realizing that numbers to hai, but I am also promoting the unhealthy food habits. A good school will be focused on all these things. Let's see the next slide. Songs. Is a good school will change the songs that your child is being told. Like for example, Humpty Dumpty. अभी हम्टी डम्टी में वो बेचारा गिर गया, टूट गया और हम हंस रहे हैं. Where is empathy? A good school will change the rhyme. The new rhyme is Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty did not have a fall. He knew how to be careful. He knew how to play. And that is why he's in one piece today. नए सॉन्ग्स, आजकल के बच्चों को सॉन्ग्स के थ्रू एम्पैथी सिखाइए, हाउ टू गेट अलोंग विद अदर्स सिखाइए, बिकॉज सॉन्ग से जो सीखेगा वो राइट ब्रेन में जाएगा. राइट ब्रेन इज फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी, सो योर चाइल्ड विल रिमेंबर इट फॉर एवर. So many beautiful changed rhymes and stories. Ringa Ringa Roses was a song of the plague in London. इमेजिन कोविड पे कोई ऐसा गाना बनाएगा जिसके ऊपर सब नाचेंगे गाएंगे तो अच्छा लगेगा क्या हमें? We know what we've gone through in the COVID. So we have to change these songs, and a good preschool does that. Let's see the next slide. Art activities. Parents get very impressed with the art activities that the school does. अभी ये जो आपके सामने है आर्ट एक्टिविटी, उसमें बच्चे ने किया क्या है? कुछ भी नहीं. टीचर ने व्हाइट पेंट किया, रेड पेंट किया, फिर बच्चे का हाथ लिया और पेपर पे ऐसे डाला और एक्टिविटी हो गया. पर बच्चे ने क्या किया? Art is supposed to make me do things because art is good for my imagination, my creativity, and my hands. But आपने तो मेरे हाथ अपने लिए यूज किए, मैंने तो कुछ नहीं किया. Don't get impressed by such activities. Let's see the next slide. And that is why all of us draw a house like this, because this is what our schools taught us. कि घर होगा तो ऐसा ही होगा. But today's child wants to draw a house which is different. Today's child draws what the child sees. We don't live in a house like this, we live in buildings. So if I were to tell your child, draw a house, the child should be drawing a building. बट नो, हमने उसको आर्ट क्लासेस में भेजा है जहां पे उसको ठूस ठूस के सिखाया जाता है. हाउस का रूफ होना चाहिए, 2 विंडो होने चाहिए, 1 डोर होना चाहिए. दैट्स नॉट अ गुड प्री स्कूल. लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Now I'm going to teach you one very important secret. You can use your 5 senses to go and visit a preschool to check that preschool. जब भी आप जाओ कोई भी प्री स्कूल में, ये 5 सेंसेस टेस्ट लेके जाओ. फर्स्ट, यूज योर आईज. यूज योर आईज एंड सी. आजू बाजू देखो, क्लासरूम में, स्कूल में, इज देयर पीलिंग पेंट? आर देयर कॉबवेब्स? टीचर्स के नेल्स कैसे हैं, क्लीन है कि नहीं, क्योंकि वो लोग ही आपके बच्चों को हाथ लगाने वाले हैं. तो डू दे हैव चिप्ड नेल्स, फेडेड नेल पॉलिश? क्योंकि यही सब आएगा और निकल जाएगा और आपके बच्चे पे आ सकता है. What are the displays in the school? What are the displays telling you about the curriculum? What are the displays telling you बच्चे ने किया है कि टीचर ने किया है? Are there CCTV cameras? Are there fire extinguishers? Use your eyes to check the school. Let's see the next slide. Now use your ear to check the school. कैसी आवाजें आ रही है उस स्कूल में? When you visit the school, what are the kind of sounds that you are getting? Furniture is clanging, staff is screaming, children are crying, adults are saying shh shh shh. ऐसा school is not right for your child. You should hear more children's voices. Children का चीखना, children का चिल्लाना, वो था ना happy चीखना चिल्लाना, ये मैं. These are the sounds you should be hearing, not the other negative sounds. Let's see the next slide. Why? Why should you not hear these sounds? Brain development. Let's connect it to brain development. Stress kills the child's brain. So if you are going to scream, shout, threaten, punish, or compare a child to another child, if all this is happening in your child's preschool, your child's brain development is going to suffer. And that's why you have to be very careful when you are choosing a preschool for your child. Let's see the next slide. Now let's use our nose when we check a preschool. Is there too much of a food smell? Because smell is connected to a child's brain. The more good smells a child gets, the more the brain is able to focus. Have you noticed very young children, when you give them food or anything, their first instinct is to सूंघते हैं. Why? Because smell tells their brain whether to like it or not. So when you go to a preschool that you are selecting for your child, see the smells of the preschool. Are the toilets smelling? Bleach ka smell aa raha hai. How often do they service their air conditioners? Classroom mein kis cheez ki smell aa rahi hai? Because smells will impact your child's attention and memory. Let's see the next slide. Hands. Use your hands when you are going around. क्योंकि last अपना जो है वो hand है, the sense of touch. Touch the surfaces. अगर there are staircases, tables, सबको ऐसे touch करो. What are you getting on your fingers? Are you getting dust? That means they are not wiping their furniture properly. How are the edges of the furniture? Are they safe for your child? What are the blocks and toys looking like? Have they been cleaned? Who is going to clean your child if your child does potty in the school? Find out that person. Has that person been trained in how to touch a child? Do they know about GTBT? Good touch, bad touch. Very important for parents to ask this question. because it is at this age that children are sexually touched by strangers and people. So it is very important. Does the school know about good touch, bad touch? Does it train their staff in understanding good touch, bad touch? Let's see the next slide. Now, last is the sense of taste. आप center को taste तो नहीं कर. You can't taste a center, but you can talk. So when you are visiting a preschool, ask a lot of questions. What are the qualifications of the teachers? How much training do the teachers get? What is your school's philosophy? यानी कि curriculum कौन सा है आपकी स्कूल का? How do you assess the children? आप children को test करते हो? Very bad. Test means stress. Stress means brain का सत्यानाश. Ask about their illness policy, because schools should not allow very sick children to come to school, because others will also get that sickness. Ask about fire drills. Do they do fire drills? So use your 5 senses to do a test of the preschool before enrolling your child in the preschool. Next one. And why is it important? Why is it important to ask about qualifications? Because the brain, your child's brain, learns by imitation. Whatever your child will see in the teacher, the child will do. If your teacher is mispronouncing a word, the child will also mispronounce the word. If your teacher screams, the child will also talk loudly. So you need good, qualified, trained teachers. Next slide. Why do you need to ask about the curriculum? Because all this is required for brain development, all these activities. Because the more your child does these activities, both sides of the brain learn to communicate. And if these activities are missing in the curriculum, that means they are not doing their best for your child's brain. Let's see the next slide. And a child's hand likes to touch. Look at this slide in front of you. And you can test this at home also. आपके घर पे जो toys है, are they allowing children to do all this? Because every day a child wants to do all this. Touch, hold, clap, twirl, find, reach for, squeeze, look up, kick, throw, knock down. He wants to do all this. And the only way a child can do all this is through toys and games. And when a child does not get to do all this, then the child will pinch another child, the child will hit another child, the child will kick another child, because mere body ko to karna hi hai. So either let me do it with games and activities and toys, or I will do it to another child. So very important for us to understand the connection between brain development, behavior, curriculum, and a good school. Let's go to the next slide. Routines. Another thing why I told you, ask about their philosophy. What is the routine of the day? What is the timetable that the school is following? Because the brain of a young child loves to have a set routine. अगर वो routine रोज change हो रहा है, then the children become cranky and frustrated. Let's see the next slide. So friends, preschool is a foundation for life. हम लोग ने ना इस कंट्री में प्री स्कूल नाम दिया है, तो हमको लगता है कि स्कूल की तैयारी करनी है, इसलिए लिखाओ, पढ़ाओ, मैथ्स कराओ. Actually, it is a readiness for brain development. Other countries call it kindergarten or early years education. प्रीस्कूल नहीं बोलते हैं, वो ECCE centers बोलते हैं, ECE centers. Why? Because the focus in all other countries is on the child's brain development. Because your child's brain prepares your child for life. And the most important thing, a good preschool teaches your child's brain how to learn and not just what to learn. Counting up to 500 is what to learn. Learning to count objects is how to learn. Let's see the next slide. Some books that I would recommend that parents must read and must have. One of the first first books is All I Really Need to Know I Learnt in Kindergarten. और उसके बाजू में मैंने उसका वो जो स्टोरी है वो भी दिया है, that everything that you need to learn about life is actually taught in kindergarten. And that's why Montessori said it is the first 6 years of life which is the most important, not the age of university studies. Let's see the next slide. Please buy these two books also. One is called Toto Chan. Toto Chan is the story of a young girl and how she was naughty, and so many schools removed her. But then she joined one good school, and today she's become a very famous journalist in Japan. These are books that you must read as parents. The other book is called A to Z of Early Childhood Education. This will tell you everything about early childhood education so that you can make good decisions for your child. Let's see the next slide. Please visit us on podarprep.com to know more about brain development. You can always message me on WhatsApp. I'm always available for any questions related to child development and brain development. If there are questions related to any particular school, their fees, their bus services, their uniforms, I am not the right person to get in touch with. I leave you all with one very important sentence: invest in early years education. It matters. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed the workshop. All those who have enrolled for the workshop, and we have your email addresses, Farida will have send across the PowerPoint that was used today. And she will also send across certificates to all of you, which you should receive in a week's time. So please give us a week and you will receive the same. So over to you, Farida, if there are any relevant questions for today's workshop.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was indeed an engaging workshop and mind-opening for parents where they got clarity about what to look for when choosing a preschool for their child. Thank you so much. And parents have also requested for the recording.
Yes,
So
yes, we
we
give that.
can even
Yes.
share that. So parents, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat box. We'll wait for a minute. Ma'am, only thank yous are coming.
No
So that
problem. I have shared my WhatsApp number, and if you all have any questions to do with child development or understanding of brain development, or you want to know where to buy the books from, please feel free to contact, and we are always there for you. We want parents to select the best preschool for their child. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you, parents. Thank you, HMs. And thank you, teachers, for being there. Thank you.
Farida, give it 2 minutes for them to post their
Okay.
comments, and
Thank
then
you.
you all can log off.
Yes. Yeah. There is one question, ma'am, which is related to motor development. So the parent is saying that how can we develop the motor skills of children?
So, motor development is exactly what I talked about, that brain and movement are connected. Activities, a lot of parents don't give scissoring activities to young children because they get scared ke bacche ko lag jayega. But actually, Montessori says you must give scissoring because these three fingers, which hold a pencil, are also involved in holding a scissor. So, there are child safe scissors available, and scissoring helps the child focus on fine motor development and helps the child concentrate. Number two, you must also do gross motor development, which means पूरे body का जो इसमें development हो वैसे exercises करने चाहिए. Best is to take the children out. When you take the child out to a park or to an open space, Just let the child do what the child wants, because they want to somersault, they want to climb something, they want to bend, they want to crawl, they want to creep, they want to roll. All this is very good for their bodies. but हम लोग इतने आजकल डरपोक पेरेंट्स हो गए हैं, लग जाएगा, गिर जाएगा. No, we just have to be a little watchful, and children will learn from all these activities. So it is very important. हम लोग ना उनको, we have started taking them to malls, and then we put them in that ball pool, और वो जो tunnels होते हैं मैकडॉनल्ड्स वगैरह में, they are not cleaned that often, so your child will fall sick more often. So don't take them to all these places which are in an AC and which have all this play area for children. इतना बड़ा बड़ा play area होता है malls में. Don't take them there, take them outside, because outside, even if a child gets 10 minutes or 20 minutes, it's very good for their motor development.
Ma'am, one more question. The parent is saying, how do I tackle the unreasonable tantrums of my 4-year-old?
So tantrums are actually a child's way to communicate something to you, because they don't have language development. And sometimes they find that adults are not understanding me, then they throw a tantrum. So it is very important that when the child quietens down, that is the time to ask the child that, look, if you want something, I will listen to you if you tell me about it. But if you start screaming and crying and throwing a tantrum, then mummy or daddy are not able to listen to you. When a child understands this, the tantrums comes down. In fact, on our website, there is a nice blog called About Children's Tantrums. So we will send you a link to all our blogs also, because all the basic common problems of parents, we have tackled them in videos and in blogs. So, why did little Miss Muffet have a meltdown? Is the blog that I'm talking about. It talks about temper tantrums and how to handle them. So, we will send you the link to our social media where we solve parents' queries, where we make short videos to help parents understand how to solve behavioral problems. So, we'll send these links to you. Please have a look at them, because this is where you will learn a lot.
Ma'am, I think time for just one more question. There's a parent who says that her child was introduced to Avengers, and there are a lot of Avengers in the house. So what has happened is that the child only likes to play fighting games. So how do we tackle this?
Well, just how Avengers came into the house, Avengers should go out of the house. For a few days, the child will throw a tantrum till you introduce a new character to the child, and then the child will fall in love with that character and forget about the Avengers. But if you want to bring a change in your child's life, whether it is where food is concerned or anything is concerned, that change will have to be quick, that change will have to be firm, and that change will have to be consistent. So, for example, a lot of parents tell me that my child only eats with a mobile phone. Well, who started that habit? You started it. Now you will have to stop it. For a few days, your child will cry. A few days, your child will throw a tantrum. Just be firm, just be consistent, and change will definitely happen. That's what a good preschool does. That's why you will see in a good preschool, children behave, children listen, children have healthy choices. But as soon as they go home, they start doing whatever they want, because a parent is afraid of being firm or being consistent. Or sometimes there is too much of interference in the family, of too many people trying to tell the mother or the father how to bring up the child. So you need to learn to have a balance. Talk to these people. Look, that at a time when I am talking to my child, please don't talk because it's bad for the child. So these are the kind of things that we will have to invest in. We will have to learn. And as I said, we have made many, many videos on issues like this. We will send you the links. Please have a look at those videos.
So yes, ma'am, we wind up with this. Thank you
you
so
so
much.
everybody. Pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
So yeah, parents, you all can leave the webinar, and HMs and teachers too. Thank you so much. Munira, please, we'll have the list of the parents, right? The
Yes, ma'am.
participants, yeah.
Should I end the meeting?
Yes, yes, please send it.
Record.